Good day, friends. Welcome to Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michele Alignay for another afternoon of discussion, and my topic is very fitting to everyone who's married, everyone who's surrounded by different kinds of people, especially married ones. And it's something that we can learn something from to be able to have better family life. So, this is Coffee Break, real conversations on family life, relationships, and faith, brought to you by Dr. Michele Alignay. So, join me for the rest of the session. Ask question if you are watching this live, either YouTube or in Facebook, and let's just converse about marriage matters. Something, does marriage matters or matters about marriage? However you look at it, we still need to know what are the important things in a marriage. How can we work on things in a marriage? Okay, so for those of you who are here already, thank you friends for joining me. Please tell me if you are married. And ang una kong gustong tanungin sa atin, if you are married, do you get into misunderstandings, disagreements? Do you get into conflicts? Do you get into issues? Do you get into any other kind of problems with your spouse? Yes or no? You don't need to explain what are they about. But if you are here watching me live, you can just say, yes, I encountered that. You can just type yes in the comment section. I would like you to look into what I need you to what I need. I'm sorry for that. I Yes, we encounter that, but what I need you to look into is that I'm sorry. Uh, I just have to. I would like you to look into, yes. So Winchell, Herma, lahat tayo. But if you would like to think of it, we go into marriage. We have ideals. We have things that I would like our marriage to be this way. At yun yung gusto kong pag-usapan natin. What is the ideal and what is the reality? Because I would like you to reflect that sometimes we go into marriage and many times we go into marriage for the married ones na meron tayong mga hawak that pag kami nag-asawa, pag ako nag-asawa, it will be this way. Pag ako nag-asawa, it will be this way. Pag ako nag-asawa, and it is just that. Can you complete that sentence? If you are here, friends, please put that in the comment. Kung ako mag-asawa, it will be blank. When you put yourself in that position that you are still thinking about marriage if you're married already, or for the singles here and who are considering marriage, lagay nyo dyan, ano yung sa tingin nyo na pag ako nag-asawa? Thanks. Because those are what we call ideals. We would like to do that. We would like our married life to be so. So I would like you to, ano yung, I would like my marriage to be so if I get married once I'm married. But why do I think it's important? Because many of the conflict, in all honesty, I'm a married woman. I'm married for 18 years, diba? And I would look into this. Minsan, yung mga ideals na kapit-kapit natin, diba, somewhere along married life, hindi na natin nakikitang turning to reality. It's not unfolding anymore. It's no longer happening. And I would like you to reflect about that because these ideals versus the realities, di ba sabi nga nila, expectations versus reality. Ano talaga yung nangyayari? At a certain time in our lives, these ideals in our marriage may not be, I'm not saying that they're wrong, but at a certain stage in our married life, they might be not working. They might be impeding us. I have to use that word. Or it might be affecting us already. Parang, akala ko ba ganito? Have you been in that situation? For those of you who are here, have you been in that situation? Akala ko ganito eh. Ito talaga yung pinapaniwalaan ko eh. Na dapat ganito kami. And Winchell, Herma, Mary Rose, Jocelyn from San Diego. I know you're married. Hi Karen. It's nice to for you to be here. And I would like you to say yes if you have those ideals that's no longer working. And what do we do about it? Hahawakan pa rin ba natin? Or, well, for me, personally, there are ideals that we need to check. Is it applicable in the reality that I have right now? Is it working? Or it's just going to, minsan if we're going to be so rigid, if we're so rigid, di ba ang mga bagay na sobrang rigid, yung sobrang diretso, sobrang tigas, pag bumaksak sila yung kakalas ng gusto. But we need to be flexible. That's why we need to learn how to be flexible. We need to learn that, okay, this is the reality, applicable pa ba to? So yun yung mga gusto kong pag-usapan natin. Applicable pa ba to? So this marriage matter, this marriage ideal, is it a matter of taking this into account? Um, Jocelyn, you're saying the ideals are just ideas nga, but not reality. Yes, and it's they're not bad. I have to quantify this, friends. Ideals, marriage ideals, are not bad. It's just that at a certain point in our married life, they need to be applied differently, or at a certain point in our married life, those ideals no longer fit our reality. Kaya tayo nahihirapan. If we keep being fixated in the ideal, it's going to be hard for us to look into our actual reality, what's really happening in the marriage. You understand that? You see what I mean? Okay, somebody shared here. When I got married, and I anticipated that it will not be a bed of roses. Check. I need to make sacrifices. I agree, Doc Michelle. Our ideas will change with realities, yes. And it will take more than love to make a relationship survive and last. And I'll take it from there. I'll share with you about some marriage ideals that I myself saw, but it's hard to, simply put, it's hard to live through it. It's hard to make it last. So, who among you have thoughts? Thank you, Jasmine, for sharing that. Very striking. It will take more than love to make a relationship survive and last. And I agree with you 100%. Kaya yung mga nag-iisip ng my love will see you through, think about it. And I just to share with you, when I was taking my masters and then I was in a counseling class, one of the first activity that our professor gave us is that he made us analyze love songs. What does love songs have to do with love? Because if you look at love songs, many of the love songs that we are programmed with, many of them are actually ideals. Ideals. Or many of them are in reality are what we call um, uh, it's not disillusionment, but they are not actually healthy patterns. They're actually unhealthy mindsets. For example, how can I live without you? Have you heard? You know, you're familiar with that song. If you think about it, there's another song that I love the tone and I love singing it. But I'll never get over you getting over me. Diba? These actually are good for love songs, but if it's being if it becomes our true narrative, then we have a problem there, because these are unhealthy concepts about love and relationship. So meron ba kayong naiisip na kanta na ganyan, na it is the song in your head is actually the one that can that can make you so fixated on these things. So, yeah, how can I live without you? I want to know if you, how will I live without you if you ever go? So, paano ka, parang hindi ko kayang mabuhay nang wala ka. That's something. But in reality, kaya naman natin mabuhay. Iba lang yung buhay. 'Di ba? So, if it becomes mostly what we are listening to, we just might run into disillusionments, we just run into unhealthy concepts kung hindi natin alam i-ground siya sa ating realidad. So, first thing, I would like us to look into some ideals and the realities. So, if you have some sharing regarding what saying here, please, friends, comment at the comment section. If you find this helpful, please share this to family and friends. And I would like you to look into the first thing. Love will not change. Love will not see us through. Let me put that. Let me try writing that. Can you say it with me? This is the ideal. The ideal is that love will not change. Diba? Yan yung unang ideal. The first ideal, love will not change. Ha? Ang hirap naman nun. Love will not change. Yung ideal, love will not change. Hindi magbabago. Di ba nakita natin yan parang I think sa card, sa kanta, or love will see us through. Kaya yung comment earlier that was said by Jasmine, you say that it will take more than love to make a relationship survive. That's so true. And looking into love will not change. Friends, I will have to tell you, love will change. Magbabago at magbabago yan. Mag-evolve at mag-evolve yan. Um, when I was younger and when I was still studying, one of the things that I've heard is that love it's not a feeling, it's a decision. Have you heard of that? It's in a book called an old book called The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck, and it's so what do you call this? Scandalous to hear that. But what? What? Love love is not a feeling, it's actually a decision. And come to think of it, love will not change, but friends, feelings change. If we look at love under the light of it's a feeling, hindi na ako kinikilig sa kanya, hindi ko na siya mahal. Kaya pag sinabi mong I fell out of love for my partner, wala na akong pagmamahal na natitira sa asawa ko, then it's possible that love it's merely a feeling. So when we say love will not change, actually love changes because love is not a feeling, it's a decision and it's a commitment. So when we say love will not change, yes, it may be a feeling, but that commitment also can waver. It can waver. Isip natin, alam natin na I'm committed to this marriage, but in the course of the demands of life, in the business of work, raising a family, if you look at the tiny details of our lives, isn't it that our commitment changes also? I'm not talking about financial commitment to your family. But what I'm saying here is that emotional commitment. Sabi natin, mahal natin sila, but how come we don't prioritize special occasions with them? How come we really don't make them feel special? So, alam niyo yun. And how come in the daily nitty-gritty details of life, how come we overlook or we do not prioritize our spouse? So if you come to think of it, love changes. And one thing that I would like you to appreciate is that like like kids, marriage have seasons. So yun yung talagang totoong kanta, Seasons of Love. I love that song so much. And if you come to think of it, seasons of love, meron, of course, there's the summer, there's the winter, there's the fall, and then there's the spring. That's another song anyway. But come to think of it, love evolves, love changes. This is the truth that I would like you to hold on to. Love changes. The truth is love changes. At dahil nagbabago rin tayo, nagmamature tayo, the love matures. Yes, the commitment may be different. When we are raising kids, the commitment may be different. When we are in the middle of our career, the commitment may be different from when we started the marriage. But, love changes and that's a reality. The reality is that huwag natin isipin na sabi niya hindi magbabago. Sabi niya talagang constant yung love niya. No, it's not. The only constant love and the only constant relationship that we have, I believe, it's our relationship with God. Yan lang talaga yung constant. But the other, it changes and it evolves. And I would like you to realize, personally, I appreciate how relationships evolve. Because imagine, if we are keep saying that love doesn't change and we keep getting stuck to that 20s mindset of love and we are already in our 40s and our 50s, hindi na tayo nag-grow. So here, what I'm saying that love changes it because it has to grow. It because love changes because it has to bring out the best in each other and the best in the marriage. So kailangan siyang magbago. I believe one truth that we need here is that love is different when we are 20s, when we are 30s, 40s, and even in our golden years with our spouse. It's going to be different. Can you all say that with me? Love will grow, and love grows, or love evolves, because it's something that it really changes. And if we are open to the changes that it happens, it can actually be more enriching. If we're open na nagbago siya, he matured, hindi siya ganito dati, and I would like to open my eyes kung ano yung nakikita ko sa partner ko. Because that's love. That's the commitment there. Na hindi natin pinako na, hindi ka naman ganyan dati. When we were younger, kaya hindi ako naniniwala na dapat hindi magbago. Dapat magbago kasi pag hindi nagbago, at we do not grow and evolve for good, then it's going to be like wala lang. Diba? So, I would like you to take that first point. The second, ito favorite ko to. I have to share this with you. The second point is, the second ideal that I would like you to look into is that do not sleep over issues. Nangyari na ba sa inyo to? Pag daw mag-asawa, huwag niyong tutulugan ang problema or pag-aaway. Have you experienced this? Ito, this is the funniest thing that happens when we're married. Natatawa ko pag naaalala ko to kasi para siyang I've heard this many times, and when we were younger, when my husband Kutz and I were younger, parang hindi daw natin dapat patapusin tong araw na to nang hindi natin inaayos yung ating problema. But come to think of it, some problems cannot be resolved right away. Some issues cannot resolve automatically. So, ang tendency natin when we were younger is just automatically say sorry, mag-sorry na. Mag-sorry na para matulog na. And itong gusto kong I would like you to think about this, that there are times that we need to park the issue. What the ideal is that do not sleep over issue. But the truth here is that we need to rest the head and the heart. The truth that I want to realize is that we need to rest the head and heart. Kailangan ipahinga muna natin kasi may mga bagay na the truth is rest the head and heart. I remember when we were younger and I forgot already what my husband and I are arguing, and then we were arguing until parang 3 a.m. and then we said na wow, sabi daw wag mong ano yung kasabihan ng matatanda, wag mong papabayaan na bumaba ang araw nang hindi inaayos, hindi kayo magkabati. So hindi kayo you're not managing the issue. Yes, but it doesn't mean that you will sleep but reconcile that you both agree to disagree. But some problems, you can just park it. So you have to rest your head and heart. Kasi imagine, kung nag-aaway na kayo, umaga na. I remember my goods and I were like that na umaga na nag-aaway pa kami kasi ayaw na yung matulog na hindi nare-resolve. Hindi ba nakakatawa? Pagod ka na antok ka na, o kaya nawala na yung isip mo. Parang mas pagod ka pa, mas lalong nakakainis. Eh ako pa naman, ang hina ng resistensya ko sa puyat. I don't know. Have you encountered that? Have you encountered that? That is critical. So here, yung kasabihan na do not sleep over issue. Yes, that's an ideal. But here is that when there's an issue, what you need to do is just acknowledge na I heard you. I know we're going through this. I'm sorry if it has hurt you. And then park it, and then sleep over it, and then pray for it, and then rest about it. Kasi the more I realize growing in this relationship, the more that we the more that we try to ring out each other because of our issues, the more na gusto nating pigain yung isa't isa. When I was younger, I was like that. Hindi, kailangan talaga nire-resolve yung issue. Hindi pwedeng tulugan. Kailangan maayos. But you know what? Uh, Yan, Kay, agree with you. Madaming possible na madaming mong daanan because heightened yung emotion. Yes, because during that point of issue, you have heightened emotions. So what I see working now at later on, it's better to talk about issues when you have rested your head and heart. And then you can just say that yes, I acknowledge hindi may problema pa rin tayo. Pero kailangan na natin matulog, kailangan natin magpahinga para bukas you have a clearer view of things, and it may not be actually the day after. It may come a few days after. Ah, and I would like you to think about that. I would like you to think about that. Do not sleep over issues. Don't take a break because some problems have deadlocks. Parang have you experienced that? Naka-deadlock kayo parang whoop, parang no way out to ah. So kailangan siya tulugan. And then you have to acknowledge this is really a deadlock issue. Let's rest it. For the past 10 years, what in our marriage, I have to bite my tongue. Kasi, okay, biting my tongue, it's not a sign of disrespect, but it's already a sign of me calming myself down. Na parang, okay, hindi ko na ito dapat na patagalin pa. Nasabi ko ng kailangan. And then I move away para hindi ako maging, sorry, there's a Tagalog for that, para hindi tayo maging mabuyo or we're emotionally too into that because that is so critical kasi nagkakasakitan tayo or nakakasakit tayo ng damdamin or mas lalo nating nasasabi yung mga bagay na hindi natin dapat sabihin when we are emotionally heightened already. So it has to you have to reflect that. So if this has happened to you, please note there, does it work for you? Does it work for you not sleep over issues? And if yes, please put that in the comment section. I will just catch two questions here. Hi Anne, it's nice to for you to be here. It's possible that your love grows even in differences. Yes, kasi it doesn't, it's gonna be boring pag pareho kayo. But in differences, that's actually the more test of love, that even though that you have differences, you still commit to love each other. Kasi wala naman talagang pareho. Pareho is gonna be boring. I know that, okay? There's another question here. Does love really change? But aren't the sacrifices we go through in the relationship be mistaken as love? Yes, love changed. But yes, and we sacrifice. Lahat naman tayo nagka-sacrifice. And we do it just because of love. But ang sinasabi ko rito is that hindi nawawala yung love, but the commitment that we put in, and it's supposed to bring out the best in us. So sacrifices is actually good. But you can take it as a sacrifice bitterly, na binigay ko yan, ginawa ko yan, or you can take the sacrifice as really, isn't it the minimum requirement for the relationship? Kailangan natin magsakripisyo para makapagpaaral ng mga anak, para gawin to. So there's a minimum requirement also. So are you talking about sacrifices na extra mile, or what is really the job description of being a wife, of being a mother. 'Di ba? Magkaiba kasi siya eh. For me, the sacrifices, yes, we may have a lot of sacrifices, but each sacrifice entails love. But if it's already bitterness that we are we are experiencing, and then maybe we have to check where is it coming from. For me, love really changed, and I feel if it's not something that you subscribe to, maybe you can start reflecting also with what I'm sharing and then what you think about this. So I hope I answered you. Okay, huwag patagalin kasi isipin lagi na sayang oras. Life is short. Choose your battles, yes, and also I realized that it's just not choosing our battles, but it's actually right now I don't want to put all my energy here. Yun siya. Yun, it's something that we need to reflect on. Another thing, it's time already. I think I'll focus on three. Okay. Better to be quiet about issues. If what the partner, 'di ba? There are issues na hindi mo na itatackle. I would like to capture that. Better to be quiet about issues para walang gulo. 'Di ba? Yan yung na isa sa I think very traditional ng mindset na yan. What the partner don't know won't hurt him or her. Have you heard of that? Naniniwala ba kayo dyan? Na what they don't know won't hurt the person. But I would like you to realize, pero paano yung secrets na related naman dun sa partner natin? So it's very important for us to check where is the I like using that, where is the posture of our hearts, where is the posture of our spirit, uh, where is the posture of our spirit. And it's like it's good because whether we would admit it or not, alam nyo itong mindset na to na sinasabi ko that, where is that? We have to be quiet about issues. Ang dami kong narinig na traditional thoughts about this. What I mean is that, wag na lang natin sabihin sa tatay mo, o kaya parang may sakit ng sama ng loob yung mommy, sasabihin sa anak, hindi sinasabi sa asawa, or kayo na yung mag-asawa, hindi niyo pa sinasabi yung problema yung sa isa't isa, and you still talk about this with your girlfriend, or the husbands talk about it with other people, or don't even talk about it because para wala na lang gulo. Ako, I'd rather, I personally, I will rock the boat. I would rock the boat. Why? Because the truth is, open communication is very crucial. Hindi ako naniniwalang what my spouse don't know what will not hurt. Pero remember, today I think in the Bible, no secrets. I don't know. This is not the one. I think our Bible, it's about being the light. And exactly like that, being the light. And if you look at it, hindi mo pwedeng itago ang isang liwanag. But truth telling, it's actually being accountable to each other. Parang, okay, there's a purchase that I did, or parang I overspent last week our budget. Kailangan nating i-share. Or meron akong sama ng loob sa'yo because I feel bad about how you treated me pag ganito yung sitwasyon and you're so stressed with work, and then sa akin mo ibabaling. I really feel bad about it. Is it good to share that? For me, yes. Because, hey, we are in a relationship together. I value you and I value myself also. And it's important for me, for you to know how you are affecting me. You get it? Because open communication is so crucial. Kaya I am not, if we keep planting seeds of secrecy, secrets, if we keep planting seeds of bitterness inside us, and then later on we will not harvest healthy relationship. We will harvest a marriage that is full of deceit. Itago mo na lang. Because naniniwala ako, alam nyo, how the Lord works is that no secrets will be kept hidden. And that's true. It has a way, puputok din yan. Yung, kahit na anong tago mo, kahit ang galing mong magtago, natin magtago, puputok yan. So, and tested, baka magagalit at magagalit. Hindi ba mas nagagalit yung mag-asawa pag tinago natin yung secrets? Kasi, um, mas maaga pa lang sa relasyon, kung maliit lang naman yung concern, bakit mo pa itatago? Because open communication, it's very crucial. It's not about how big or small the secret, but it's actually about getting the right relationship dynamics to be able to have open communication. Hindi, ito, I've heard this many times. Hindi naman kasi yung asawa ko kasi talagang tahimik. Hindi naman kasi siya sanay na nag-o-open. Sanayin nyo. I would say sanayin nyo, because if the husband or the wife, we are really committed in the marriage, we will make the relationship work, and we will make open communication feasible. It's not about that magdadaldalan or mag-uusapan, pero ang mga issues, we need to continuously talk about it. It's not about what I say na continuously talk about it, hindi naman yung paulit-ulit tapos na. Pero ibig sabihin, when we have problems now, we have to fine tune it. Kasi, for example, hindi masakit yung ulo. Pag masakit yung ulo, umiinom lang tayo or you just have to rest, or just take something, or put essential oils or something. But if it's persistent, it can be a sign that we have eyes concern, we have uh, it's something else. And the more na hindi tayo nagpatingin at hindi natin pinakinggan yung sakit ng ulo lang mas maaga, hindi ba lalong lumalaki yung problema? Yung bang parang oh, it's an eye problem pala, or it's migraine pala. If you have addressed it earlier, it will not be as worse. Have you heard of that? Same thing with relationships. I think in the succeeding sessions, I will talk about conflict resolutions again. Yes, last year I talked about that, but we would talk about conflict. And then, oh, somebody comment here. I tried, or else it will be a relationship founded not in truth. Yes, pero ang hirap, Doc. Yes, mahirap. Mahirap talaga to continuously share, to continue to start that habit, but mahirap. And many times in our culture, we don't want to rock the boat. Have you encountered that, friends? Yung ayokong sabihin kasi masasaktan. Ayokong sabihin kasi magagalit. But you'd rather get to the bottom of it now. You'd rather throw the garbage now. You'd rather bring it out now, that it might cause bigger problems later. Ang problema, pag hindi pinansin ngayon, nandyan pa rin, problema pa rin yan, and it will create bigger issues later. So later on, there will be resentments, they would be dishonesty already, there will be bitterness, and the more that yung pinaka-worst thing that can happen, it might drift you apart. Kasi parang, hey, I don't feel trusted, I don't feel validated in this relationship. And the most, one thing that we're supposed to have in the marriage is that really we need to feel the validation of our partner. So on Thursday, I would share with you what are the things, what are the essential, yan, validation, vulnerability, those things that dapat meron, at kung wala, paano natin i-work out. I hope that you will tune in on Thursday. So here, I don't know with you, but I have a separate podcast, live stream on couple communication. You can just replay it. Or if it's something that we can repeat, yes, kasi alam nyo, kahit na ang galing-galing natin to communicate, problems always happen. Changes happen. The demands of life, it's unending. That's why we need to keep retooling our relationship. And why did I talk about this afternoon? It's because of that. Simply because there will always be marriage challenges. There will always be marriage changes. And it's just keeps, it's just like that. Before we get into a crisis, a marriage crisis, we'd rather resolve these things now. Are you still with me, friends? So if there's one thing that you learn, if there's an ideal na alam yon, kailangan yung bitiwan. Can you put that in the comment section and maybe I can capture it in some way? Do we still have time? I'll share with you the fourth one. Okay. I should keep fighting and working on the marriage. Ito narinig ko to. Hindi kailangan talaga ipaglaban ko and I still continue to work on the marriage. Is it an ideal or a reality? Friends, this is actually an ideal. It's really the best ideal there is that we should keep working on the marriage, keep putting effort in the marriage. But there's a point of stopping. There's a point that we need to ceasefire. When is that? Umalis na yung partner, left you for another woman, left with another man. Do we still fight for it? I think they called it quits. They locked the door. They closed the door. Diba? Sadly, they did that. Another thing, when to stop fighting for a marriage if there's already abuse. Psychologically, physical abuse, and even financial abuse. Ako, hindi ko siya ipaglalaban. Ipapahinga ko muna. Ipapahinga ko muna. Pag ganun. Teka lang, parang hindi na muna tayo dapat magkasama. Hindi na. And because of fighting, it's not work. And when we say, when we fight, the ideal is that you fight and work on the marriage. Yes. But when you're working on the marriage, sometimes it doesn't need to be the two of you together. Kaya, did you know, when infidelity happens, people say na, hindi, we're working on it, nagkabalikan kami, nagsorry na. But how are you working on it? Are you picking up the lesson that inamin ba ng asawa mo? Did they take accountability for the wrong that they did? If your husband or your wife is, getting back together with you and you're working on the marriage, but they never did said sorry, or they're not taking accountability or admitting to the wrongdoing, and then it's not really working on the marriage. It's just that they just would like to be with you because it's convenient. I would like to share with you, friends. Marriage is not about convenience. Marriage matters so much. Napaka-importante niyan. We don't want to be the convenient wife. We don't want to be the convenient husband na, yes, we have lots of sacrifices, pero andyan na lang siya pag may kailangan. Because we need to keep feeding the relationship. We need to keep nourishing the marriage. It's not about just financially and operationally supporting, functionally supporting the relationship. It's just not about you providing for the relationship, going to travels, going have a fixed schedule, doing this for the kids. No, it's not about that. But it's actually about that person that you are married with. You value it because they matter and they matter to you and the marriage matter, and then you treat each other as if that you would like to grow despite your differences. You would like to grow despite that mahirap, despite difficulties, despite differences, despite this pandemic, despite all your burdens, you still would like to work on the marriage because you would like to make it right. You would like to grow as individuals and you would like to grow as a couple. So I hope that this has helped you. And I would like to ask you now if there's one thing that you capture in our discussion for this afternoon, I would like to ask you, what is it? Can you put that here at the comment section? What is that one thing that you would like to be your takeaway? Ang tanong ko sa inyo while you're writing, while you're sharing your takeaway in our coffee break for this afternoon, are you growing in your marriage? Are you changing? Are you evolving? Kasi naniniwala ko, it's the change here, it's not na magbago for worse, but the change that we need to look for and to strive for, it's actually for us to be the best version of ourselves, to be able to give our marriage kahit na mahirap. So, what are the truths the marriage matters that we would like to check? Love is a decision and love is a commitment. The second one, take a break from rest the head and heart during issues. You need to rest the head and heart. The third one, communication is crucial. And the fourth, you can only fight for the marriage, and you can only work for the marriage if both happens. If the two of you are willing and the two of you are able. You cannot work on it if kayo lang lagi. So this is something for you to reflect about, and I hope that you join me on Thursday for the part two of this. And before I do that, I would like to invite everybody here to join us in my community, the Feast, to come and join us at not Feast Conference. My community, the Feast, is having this women conference called Jewels Conference, wherein I will be one of the speakers. And then that will be on July 16 and 17. Of course, it's going to be online, and if you would like to know more about this, please check it at jewelsconference.com and stay tuned this June because we're going to give free tickets to Jewels Conference. But I would really tell you, friends, it's going to just be either for 300 pesos, 299 for 3-day access, and 599 for 30-day access via Wova app. So I am going to be joined by a lot of women, and this is wonderful because it's enriching actually your spiritual life, our married life, and even our personal growth. I would be speaking about our bodies as a temple of the spirit. And I'd love to really, I mean, I'm so excited for my talk because it's about body image, it's about our self-worth, and about our authentic beauty. And I'm really looking forward for you friends here in Coffee Break to join me for that because it's really critical. So please, I would just ask you, please put here in the comments your sharings. You can also share this live cast with through your friend to your friends and family. And more importantly, if you are blessed by this session, please by all means I invite you friends to send stars. If you are wondering what are these stars is about, you can just check there in your comment section. If you see that star buttons, you can send those digital gifts as a way to bless Coffee Break, so I can keep blessing also you and the other people who has been helping me, so that I can, get the monetary means to be able to pay the tech that is been, and the writer that has been helping me for Coffee Break. And I hope, friends, that this has blessed you also, so that we can make our marriage matter. Marriage matters because our marriage matters. So I hope to see you on Thursday for another discussion here at Coffee Break. This is Dr. Michelle Alignay. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.